Hello, my name is Pinson. Today we're going to look at chapters 11 through 16. Chapter 11 is called Decision Making and Creativity. It explores decision making and creativity by focusing on rational and non-rational models of decision making, heuristics, and evidence, as well as ethical-based decision making. Case study is Creativity and Religiosity, a reanalysis with regional predictors by Selçuk Akar, Mark Runco, and Ozair Ogorlu. This investigation specifically examines how religiosity influences creative attitudes in different United States counties. Individuals living in more religious counties were found to value creativity less, yet their overall amount of creative achievements were not reliably lower. An application from the North American Mission Board is to not suppress creativity in church plants, but channel creativity to adapt to its culture. Some advice would be to embrace creativity as a way to reach new demographics with the Gospels through new channels. Chapter 12 is about power, influence, and politics. It dives into the forms of power, how it's shared and applied, and how to effectively influence others. Case study is Church Hurts for Pastors Too by Steve Cuss. This is in Christianity Today. Cuss explores the idea that church hurt is a two-way street between a pastor and a congregation. It can increase when both parties take on too much power and use their influences for harm. An application to the North American Mission Board is by acknowledging their own roles in causing hurt, individuals can contribute to a more compassionate and healing church environment. Some advice to the church is, as a church, understand the guardrails that Scripture has described in order to keep power balanced and to reduce the possibility of church hurt. Chapter 13 is called Leadership Effectiveness. It introduces leadership theories, traits, and personal characteristics, which overall lead to transformational leadership. Case studies Leadership and Congregational Vitality, an exploratory psychological network analysis of the Dutch Church Life Survey. This is by authors Anne-Marie Foppen, Martin van der Meulen, and Michael van Elk. This article suggests that efforts that aim at enhancing church health and life should consider strategies that simultaneously support effective leadership and foster active member engagement. And applications that church leaders must be able to understand interdependencies and member relationships in order to promote congregational vitality. Some advice to the church is to train church leaders to understand church-wide interdependencies and relations, to understand these dynamics. Chapter 14 is about organizational culture, socialization, and mentoring. It talks about drivers and functions of organizational cultures and how to embed organizational culture through the socialization process, as well as mentoring. Case studies A Puritan Approach to Train Godly Men for Gospel Ministry by Matthew G. Lucas. This article emphasizes the Puritan commitment to a holistic development of ministers, integrating rigorous theological education as well as deep spiritual formation through partners and mentorship. An application for the North American Mission Board is to assign seminary students to mentor under a current pastor of a local church within the area. Some advice to the industry is meaningful mentorships must be established to produce healthy church leaders. Chapter 15 is about organizational design, effectiveness, and innovation. This chapter talks about the aspects that make up an organization and how design affects the organization, as well as evaluating effectiveness within innovation. Case study is Catholic Parish Organizational Structure and Parish Outcomes by Charles Zeck and Mary Gautier. This article looks at how different parish organizational models impact Sunday Mass attendance in Catholic parishes in the United States. The author suggests that collaborative leadership through team pastoring may offer a more effective response to clergy shortages, which helps sustain parish vitality, as well as member and community engagement. And applications that pastors are both empowered and protected when there's a leadership team over a church. And some advice would be to encourage pastors to raise up leaders within their churches. Finally, Chapter 16, Managing and Changing Stress. This chapter explores what drives change in change models. It also explains stress management tactics and what healthy and unhealthy stress looks like and how it can be managed. Case study is Administrative Ministry, a link between shame and stress by Brad A. Benau. This article explores the emotional challenges faced by clergy in administrative roles, as well as pastors. Stress usually comes from pastors feeling ill-equipped or unsupported in these tasks. A quick application would be pastors should regularly ask one another how they're doing emotionally and come up with solutions to reduce stress. Some advice to ministry is to implement administrative training into seminary education. Thank you so much.